I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Get up. Wake up. Up you wake. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the premier Knicks in the Morning Time show with the dude that that barely show up to work for the Knicks morning drive. Yo. Welcome to the morning show with the host that rarely show up for the Knicks morning drive, man. Dang, I hate that, man. I be so tired, man. Torres, what's good? Corey Lee in the place to be. What's good? Queens get the money. Fritz Alcindor, what's good? What is good? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. The ball don't lie. What's good? Yeah, man. This schedule be crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah, man. What's good, everybody? It's good to see y'all. Good to be with y'all, man. It is 8:08 in the morning, booming like an 8:08 in the morning. What's good? What's good? Hope you have the beverage of your choice accompanying you this morning, right by your side, whether it's coffee or whether it's water disguised as coffee. It may be water disguised as coffee. Imagine that. Imagine that, man. Fresh out the shower, throw on some Knicks gear. Before I do that, so I'm gonna do me a little something. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna bring up my guy, and then I'm gonna play the song that we normally play at 10 minutes past the hour. I'm going to play our 10 minutes past the hour song, even though it's not 10 minutes past the hour. How about we do that?
Yeah. Good morning, Knicks fans.
Morning.
Check it out. Yo, wake up, Knicks fans. It's time to rise. Large in tears, yes, the morning drive. Welcome to the show, always honest and true. Talking about the team, yeah, you know how we do. It's a new day, grab your coffee, let's flow. Cat in the building, Brunson ready to go. OG and McHale, this wing stops for real. Lawrence Tears got the passion gonna feel. Crazy and the crew, we keeping it fresh. Breaking down the team, yeah, we know who's next. Do some Preston Riser, Josh Harden's blue. Got the fire every morning, bleeding orange and blue. Lawrence Tears, it's a brand new year. Repping for the Knicks, no doubt, no fear. We got the squad, we making moves. Tuning every morning, yeah, we set the groove. Lawrence Tears is the Knicks we love. From LS Street straight to the sky above. Orange and blue, this gonna be our year. This is the vibe, it's Lawrence Tears. We're breaking down the trades, analyzing stats. Dunking on the haters, bringing the Knicks back. Clyde with the suit, he's keeping it slick. Lawrence Tears every morning, get you your Knicks fix. We We go hard every day, another one in the books. Getting excited about our 3 new rooks. From the draft to the playoffs, it's some time to shine. With Cola, Capardi, and Dottier, the future's divine. Freezy and the fam, we call them the plays. Dropping knowledge on the Knicks, we hit them with maze. You know what it is, subscribe and hit that like. Orange Tears, every morning we taking flight. Orange Tears, it's a brand new year. Repping for the Knicks, no doubt, no fear. We got the squad, we making moves. Tune every morning, yeah, we setting the groove. Orange Tears, it's the Knicks we love. From MS Street straight to the sky above. Orange and blue, you know it's our year. This is the vibe, it's Orange Tears. Yeah. Big Paisan in the house. Come on. AKA Knicks Morning Coach Al Pika. Uncle Freezy. Peace. Yes, sir.
Yo, that joint is fire. That joint is fire.
Yeah,
If that
man.
don't get you jumping in the morning, bro, that's the best original Orange Tears joint that we ever had. I ain't afraid to say that, man.
Oh, thanks,
Coach, what's
brother.
good, man?
Hey, man. It's a brand new day. We got another game tonight. It's Friday. Friday for everybody.
It's Friday and we ain't got nothing to do.
I don't. I'm off. my Friday was Wednesday night. So this is like my weekend's already done started.
It's the weekend, baby.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have some. I might have a couple beverages this evening during the game.
Ooh, beverages are
I might have to. It's been a minute.
Beverages are nice.
Yeah. We need to. We need to get back on track.
Yeah, beverages are nice, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Adult beverages.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Orange Tears morning show, the morning drive.
Bem. Hey, yo, Lee, man, Lee. Yo, what you gonna do? Lee, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, bro. I know it ain't too early in the morning for Lee. I know it ain't too early in the morning for Lee. Y'all pardon that. I know that. Man, I gotta go. Lee, hey, man, coach, you already know the vibe. I'm gonna probably work as long as I can today. I'm gonna be running in the game at tip off. You already know. Yeah, I mean, it's my time of year. I'm gonna try to sneak a haircut in today too. It's gonna be, man, it's gonna be busy, man. We gotta blow out the Bucks because by the time the fourth quarter comes, bro, I'm gonna be half asleep, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? We gotta blow them out, bro. We gotta blow them out early. And salute to Corey Lee. Corey Lee says, it's too early for my brew, but hit the like button and remember and subscribe and remember our new goal. Yep. So our goal is 4,000 subscribers. Y'all help us get there. Help us get there to 4,000 subscribers. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Coach, what's your breakdown? What's your breakdown of the Bucks game tonight? Like, what are you looking for, Knicks versus Bucks? And I mean, what do you think the Bucks are going to do? And you said game 6, relax. And should we say game 7, relax? Or game 8?
The last one was, yeah. I got to fix that, don't I? Dang.
A little bit. Yo, time marches on. Time waits on no man.
Man, I'm going to have to fix that.
Yeah, man.
Can you do it while you're...
Yeah, I can do it, I think. Let me see. I think I can do that.
Let's say...
Which one? 8?
Game 8. Relax.
Game 8. Relax.
There we go.
There we go.
Hopefully, that won't turn into game 25. Relax.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm hoping it's game 25 LFG.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. We're facing a team that had some expectations this year, too. Especially with who their two guys they have, and they're they're hurting more than we are. All these little Giannis rumors going around, and
Yeah.
he's balling out, but the team ain't winning. So we need to. We can't be their statement game. See, we ain't hurting.
Yeah.
Like we got to put it on them, and I would like to see how OG does against Giannis, because I'm assuming that's gonna be his assignment tonight. I would like to see us. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that post game show that one night because I was working. And man, I noticed some of y'all didn't even mention. It's just we started off so sloppy, man. Like literally one possession, and we had 2 turnovers. we turned it over. They got the ball. They scored, and then we threw them the inbounds. We started right off the rip with turnovers, and it just seems like we need to start a little better, less sloppy. And for the most part, we need to get on them quick. And I'd like to not have a dogfight, but they're professionals too. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I haven't looked up any news on Precious yet. If he's going to be available for this game or not. But I would like to see. It would be nice to have him as a secondary defender against Giannis. But not sure how that's going to go.
Right.
Get his. We just can't have Dame, and is Middleton even ready to play yet? I'll be honest with you, I haven't even looked into them much.
I don't know.
This is something we should check out. We need the captain to play his position that he's listed at. Point guard, that guy that actually I don't mind him being a shoot first point guard, but he can't be no shoot only point guard.
Right.
There's a difference between the two. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, there you go. Paul's in the building. What's up?
So one of the things that I think we'll have to point out is that the Bucks and the Knicks are in the bottom half of the league in rebounding right now. And so a team like the Bucks that averages, where's their number at, Coach? I'm going to see if I can find their number. They average 44 rebounds a game, and the Knicks average 41 rebounds a game. Right. So somebody is going to outdo their season average. Because generally a team like the Bucks that averages 44 rebounds generally gets out rebounded with a number like 44. You know what I mean? But now they play a team like the Knicks that average 41 rebounds. So somebody has got to, and y'all get what I'm saying. Somebody has got to rebound the other. It's not usually, you don't usually see a tie with offensive and defensive rebounds and total rebounds. So you generally don't see a tie, right? But when teams like the Knicks average 41 rebounds, it's generally because they don't have enough size, because their guys out rebound what you would think would be the perception of rebounds for a guy their size. Like Josh Hart is probably getting more rebounds than most guys 6'4". Right? OG Anunoby is probably getting more rebounds than most guys 6'7". Mikal Bridges is probably getting more rebounds than most guys 6'6". And Jalen Brunson is probably getting more rebounds than guys that are 6'3" or whatever he's listed at, right? But the thing is when you look at that in totality, okay. When you look at things in totality, though, right? Hey, that was my 8:20 alarm, everybody. It's 8:20. If you have somewhere to be by 9 o'clock, get your hustle on. And if you're just waking up, thank God. I don't know, because day seems kind of odd. No barking from the dog, no smog, and mom's cooking the breakfast with no hog. Today is a good day, in case you don't get what I'm getting at. but
Yes,
Coach,
sir.
the so basically what I'm getting at is, if I don't know if expecting Karl Anthony Towns to get you 17 rebounds a night is a formula for us to win the rebounding battle, right?
No.
I think we're going to have to play bigger tonight against a team whose superstar is jumbo sized for his position, right? And so it's one of those things that we have to take account. One of the things I feel like is a trap for us. One thing I feel like is a trap for us is Milwaukee. Last I checked, Milwaukee is one of those teams that likes to shoot the three. But before I say that, I'm gonna check to be sure. Milwaukee seems like one of those teams that likes to shoot the three. Right. So they're in the middle of the pack. They take 36.5 threes a game. Right. And the Knicks are in the lower half of the league, taking 34 threes a game. Right. At the moment, though, the Knicks lead the NBA in 3-point percentage. Right. So we lead the league in 3-point percentage, even though we take less shots. We take more efficient threes. Right. And so that can be the double-edged sword against teams that shoot more threes than you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And coach, and I'll also mention this tonight too, because I understand where you were coming from, man, and I think I agree. It's the reason, it's the reason why me and Coach rock together. It's like sometimes Coach will say stuff and I read his mind, right? And then sometimes I'll get on a tangent and go say something like, just waking up in the morning, I thank God. Coach already knew where I was going. Coach was vibing, like, yo, I know that song. and so when Coach was mentioning what he was saying about the Bucks, I think I kind of understood where he was going. But with this one, I think I might be a odd duck out there thinking that in this game, about 34, 35 threes should be enough. If we get into that place where we start talking about 40 threes, 44 threes, we might be either scorching, raging hot, or we might be losing really bad. Right.
Yeah.
And so in my safety first mindset, I'm thinking, go out and play your normal offensive game, because we're not a bad offensive team. We just have so many lapses on defense because we have two elite defenders on the floor. And then because of our lack of depth, we have to play Tyler Kolek and Jericho. And even though Deuce is a good defender, he's not elite. And so he's not in that class of Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. Right? Because the thing with Deuce is, we say that Deuce is a good defender or a great defender. The NBA doesn't recognize Deuce as a great defender. Like, you don't hear other teams talking about, man, I don't know if I like that Steph Curry versus Deuce McBride matchup. But you will hear them say something like, man, I don't know. I don't like that Kevin Durant versus OG Anunoby matchup. You feel me? And so it's one of those things where I think it's, as long as we don't have defensive lapses, right? And a lot of those defensive lapses come from having one very poor defender on the floor in Jalen Brunson, one below average defender at the rim and Karl Anthony Towns, and it looks way worse than it really is with Cat. Cat is not a great defender, so we're not even going to say Cat and defense in the same breath. Now, will he play defense? Yeah, he'll play defense just like an offensive player playing defense, right? That's just basically like what it is. Coach, it's like Randy Moss run blocking. You like, dang, Randy Moss ain't out here run blocking, man. But the other stuff he do, you know, you worried about him run blocking for Leroy Hoard, right? But that man could take the top off a defense just like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I'm thinking.
Do you think some of our defensive mishaps are miscommunication, though, too? A little bit of miscommunication and guys not used to that movement and flow with each other, like knowing who they can count on to go here if I'm over here.
I see where you're going, Coach. I see where you're going. I think that's an excellent point. That's one of the things. Whenever we get a real solo show, like whenever we get in the primetime hour and it's just you and I want to talk to you about that.
All right.
Like not in the morning joint, just, you know what I'm saying, where every 10 minutes I got to interrupt you because I got to get people going, get their day started. That's what the morning show is for, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Talk Knicks, get people to drink their beverage of choice, get them to get out the door, you know, get breakfast started, hit that toaster, all that stuff, right? But when we do real basketball analysis, what I want to talk to you about is I think we have defenders that are not assertive enough. Not that they don't try, not that they're not willing, they're not assertive, right? Because a couple of the dunks that we gave up in the Atlanta game, if Jalen Brunson goes out into the short wing area earlier and Cat leaves Clint Capella earlier, then you don't give up those dunks. Clint Capella is not a three-point shooter, man. Clint Capella is not going to catch the ball 12 feet away and sauce you up and do a Euro. That's not Clint Capella. So when the ball is rotated to the other side, you can leave Clint Capella and go stand in front of the rim, right? Jalen Brunson rotate over earlier to slow down the drive to get Cat enough time to come around and get in front of the rim. I think that's assertion, right? Knowing your personnel. Like, and listen, I'm not asking Jalen Brunson to guard Jalen Johnson all game, right? We put Jalen Brunson on that box beside Cat so he can be there to take charges and to the Kyle Lowry defense. You remember Kyle Lowry in Toronto?
Mm-hmm.
We want Jalen Brunson to play that Kyle Lowry defense where you get there and you try to strip somebody or be a deterrent, right? You're not going to jump up in it. Jalen Brunson at 6'3" is not going to jump up in the sky and block Dominique Wilkins' dunk, bro. We don't expect him to do that. But if we could slow him down, if we can get Jalen Brunson to be a traffic cone. Coach, you remember traffic cones? You put the cone down there and people walk around them and all that. If we can get Jalen Brunson to do that, that gives Cat enough time to rotate from the weak side, and it gives OG Anunoby time to leave his man and tag Clint Capella. You feel me? Right. You see how the defensive rotation work? One guy take 5 feet forward, the guy behind him take 5 feet forward, and the guy behind him take 5 feet forward. Right. And we just rotate on defense like that all game. I think the assertion part is not there. I think guys are like saving energy for offense is basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a lot of overreacting going on about, you know, like this is going to be our team all year. I told you this isn't happening. That isn't that, you know. I can't. I'm going to keep repeating it because it was true. The Heatles were barely 500 for quite a bit, and if I'm not mistaken, they went to the finals that first year, didn't they?
Yeah,
they lost, but
they got red hot.
Yeah.
In the Eastern Conference, where the Chicago Bulls were the best team in the Eastern Conference for a long time that year.
Yeah. And like for me, I just you can't just throw stars together and expect things to work right away. I mean, look at even Team USA, the best team in the world. We had some close calls at the beginning. Then we got rolling. You know, it's like in the Olympics. So even then, you know, we still. I mean, you can't just throw. It's a team game for a reason, and you can't just throw talent out on the court and expect it to work. There's too many. The teams like the Boston's of the world and Cleveland, who's kind of hot right now. Who's Cleveland's new guy?
They don't have one.
Exactly. Look at all the teams with the better records in the league this year. I haven't really gone through yet, but I guarantee all the teams that are starting off pretty good right now are teams that, even the Thunder, they're kind of young. Yeah, their only new guys were iHeart and Caruso, but they're not starting. You know, well, iHeart's hurt and Caruso comes off the bench, and that team's red hot right now because they all played together last year.
Right.
And they're all a year older, a year better together. Like, if this team is doing this in game 40, then I'm starting to say, man, we need to do something around here. But I'm not gonna. This is just, you can't just throw names in a hat. This ain't 2K where things work right away. When you put it on only all-star level, you don't put it on Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? It's just they gotta. And even Tibbs. When has Tibbs had a core of guys for more than a year or two? There's been tinkering going on since he's been here. We haven't had a complete unit team yet. 2 years in a row. We've added someone at the All-Star break every year, the last 2 or 3 years. So that's what we're looking at. The trials and tribulations and the troubles that we're having right now have to do with, we're a new team. We unfortunately have 2 guys that are important, 3 guys that are important bench pieces that are hurt.
Yeah.
Precious, Campaign, and I'm telling you right now, if we had Campaign, we win these last 2 games. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That made a difference.
That made a huge difference.
Bench guard play, because Deuce doesn't have to count on being a playmaker or facilitator. You don't have to count on Cole here, even though Kolik's shown a little shooting spark.
He's coming along like a rookie should.
Yeah.
At a rookie pace.
But a champ, like, I know we've said it before, and a couple of our chat people have said it too. I'll give them credit for that. If you're counting on Jericho Sims and another rookie or two, you're not going to be a very good team right now. Like, that's just now if we're counting on Precious and Campaign and Mitch coming in and all that stuff, that we're a pretty damn good team. We got them guys rotating in. Right now we got hot garbage on the bench. And eventually it's going to catch up with us. You know, I'm usually not one to complain about the minutes of starters because they want to play. They want to win just as bad as Tibbs does. But I'm all over the place, but this Sims thing's driving me crazy, bro. I don't know what Tibbs sees that I don't see.
I think that I'm sorry. I think with everybody playing out of position, I think it does make us look like a hot mess. Right. But we have Mitch out, Precious out, Cameron Payne out, and I think we expect to overpower teams. And I'm with you. I'm with y'all, bro. I'm with y'all. My expectation is for the Knicks to win every night. I don't care who's absent.
Yeah.
Because the Knicks are what they call top heavy. When you're top heavy, you can lose middle of the tier guys because the top of your lineup is supposed to be able to carry you through everything, even through the fire to the limit. Oh, to the fire. Oh, or is it through the fire, through the limit, to the limit?
To
Oh,
the fight, to the limit.
even through the fire. Yeah. We're top heavy, man. So the middle of the tier guys, the Preciouses, the Cameron Paynes, the Mitches, we should still be, man. Atlanta.
No, I know. We still should have won that game. But
That Cleveland. I don't care if Cleveland is undefeated. We had Cleveland on the ropes and defeated.
yeah.
You could see it in their eyes, bro. They were gonna lose, and they knew they were gonna lose. But as soon as Josh Hart walked off the floor, man, that dude Darius Garland started torching all of our guards. Man, he started torching Brunson, Deuce, Bridges. It didn't even matter.
My thing is, Dre had a good point the other night. I listened to y'all when I was at work.
Oh boy, he giving Dre credit for something. Oh
I
boy.
know. Like the whole subbing, like keeping Bridges or Anunoby or out for a long stretch. That's where having that extra guy off the bench that comes in that can sub for one of them and give a good quality 4 to 8 minutes in that gap, in that 12 to 15 minute stretch instead of the whole 12 to 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that those things catch up with you at the end of a game. Like like our guys we're not finishing games because I think our guys they're not in mid-season shape yet, man.
Hey, coach, I'm gonna point out a basketball thing. I'm gonna point out.
And they're playing too much.
Somebody made a comment in the chat, and I'm gonna just pick on what they said. Right. So one of our family members says, can't be a 5." Right. And so these are one of the things that I like to point out about when the fans believe a certain thing because of what they heard, and they might see a certain thing, and they might think it's real.
Yeah.
This is not a cat can't be a 5 thing, right? Because every time you saw Mitchell Robinson play basketball as a Knick, you know what he had next to him? A power forward.
Yeah.
A power forward. Right? And when Hartenstein played, you know what Hartenstein had next to him? A power forward.
Yep.
Right? And so when we talk about who can be a 5 and who can't, right? Who can be a 5 and who can't? What we do is get into this mindset that the snippet that you see, right? Oh my God, Mitch got a rebound over 9 people. Right. You don't see that mosh pit of bodies down there, included Julius Randle and OG Anunoby helping box out and grab rebounds too. Right. In this scenario, in a scenario where we talk about who can play center and who can't, you got to be mindful that all the great centers that you've ever seen in your life, all of them, right? All of them, all of the great centers that you've ever seen had a dependable power forward next to him.
Yep. Look at who Ewing had.
Right. Look at Jokic.
Yep.
Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
Right. You see dependable power forward play next to a great center. And so when we assume that Cat can't be the 5, Cat can't be the 5, we have to look at who he's being into. Every time OG Anunoby has to be a wing defender and not a roving baseline defender, you know who's going to be next to Cat? Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, right? Because your best 2 defenders on the floor are wing defenders. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby are going to be locking up wing players, or one of them is going to be guarding the point of attack, because Jalen Brunson can't defend the point of attack. And so you hide Brunson, but what teams do is they hunt Brunson. They know Jalen Brunson's on the floor. And I'm not saying that Jalen Brunson's a bad player. I adore Jalen Brunson. But if we keeping it a stack, if we just gonna point the finger at one person for what happens to a team defensively, I think we have blinders on.
Yeah.
When you talk about, man, Pat Ewing was great. Pat Ewing had a dependable power forward next to him. When you talk about Olajuwon was great, Olajuwon had Otis Thorpe next to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You talk about Shaq. Shaq, in plenty of stops, had great power forwards next to him, including Horace Grant.
Horace Grant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ewing had Oakley, and he had Mason, who played power forward sometimes, and Charles Smith.
Yeah.
He always had a power forward around.
And so when we talk about Karl Anthony Towns' defense, if you say Cat is not a 5, and you don't recognize that at long stretches during the game that his weak side help at the rim is Jalen Brunson, then that's on you. It's like when you say stuff like that, we just look at you different. No disrespect. Right? We just look at you different. Like, if you don't understand that every great center has a dependable power forward next to them. And it don't have to be a Hall of Fame level power forward. It could just be a guy that's going to be 12 points and 8 rebounds. Right? Just dependable. Knock down the middies, grab a few offensive rebounds, guard the other team's small center, things like that. Right? And so when we start the Mitch conversation, with the Mitch conversation, Mitch has there were stretches where Mitch had Julius Randle and Obi Toppin, right? And I know people don't think much of Obi. I don't think much of his game either. But the thing about Obi is he was rarely hurt, and you knew what you were getting, right? You knew what you were getting from Obi, right? Whether you liked what Obi was giving you or not, you knew he was going to give it to you anyway. Get it for you anyway. And so one of those things, if you consider moving Karl Anthony Towns to the 4, now you're moving furniture in a sports car. Coach, you ever seen that before? People pack up their whole house. Like, people move and you see people with a dresser and a king size bed strapped to the top of an RX-7. And you're like, yo, why didn't they just rent a truck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mitch had a power forward to average more rebounds than he did.
Yeah.
We ain't even asking for that.
Yeah. And so am I blaming the Knicks roster? No, I understand that injuries happen. Injuries happen. Injuries are a part of sport. Injuries are a part of life. Man, I'm injured right now, Coach. I got a back strain right now, man.
All right. Like, the thing is, we only have, only by default, OG's playing power forward.
At time, yep.
And we don't have another power forward available, technically, on our roster.
Hey, Coach, what happens when Zachary Risachet gets hot? Right? So you got OG guarding the other light-skinned dude, Jalen Johnson. Right? So you got OG guarding Jalen Johnson by default. Then Zachary Risachet gets hot. You know who Zachary Risachet's man is supposed to be? Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Right. So he gets hot, right? And people are going to blame OG because OG is trying to guard multiple people on the floor. OG Anunoby is a defensive. OG Anunoby is Ronnie Lott on our defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He covers up everybody's mistakes. And then if people still score with OG in the picture, they'll assume that was OG Anunoby's man. That was his assignment. But when have you ever seen the camera on OG Anunoby? He's guarding someone straight up and they just beat him. Coach, when's the last time you saw the camera on OG Anunoby and OG's man has the ball and a guy just is flat out roasting OG Anunoby?
Nope.
That's rare, right?
Yeah.
Right. But you do see a guy open and OG Anunoby go to him to try to contest it. And you see OG Anunoby, a dude make a shot by OG Anunoby, and it looks like OG Anunoby just fell asleep and then he tried to recover. Nah, it's not that he just fell asleep. We got to give the Knicks credit for being smart. You think that the Knicks would pay a guy $40 million a year to fall asleep on defense and then recover at the last second? No, of course they wouldn't.
He had to peel off a guy he was locking down.
Yeah, he'll peel off a guy and rotate to the guy that's open. Is that just OG Anunoby's fault? Nah, man. And what if Josh Hart were 6'7", and what if Jalen Brunson was an average defender? Would you see those lapses in defense in coverage? No, you wouldn't. Hey, Coach has a question for you, Coach. Coach says, Mitch always injured. Okay, Mitch is always injured. Name the center that is never injured that we can trade for. Nobody. And nobody's trading. Nobody's going to give away a quality big man on a quality contract that's never injured. Nobody, Coach. I can answer that for you. I think that was that was for Coach.
I think the only way teams are getting guys like that is if they're drafting them and they turn into something.
Yeah, unless they draft a Yves Missi, right? Yves Missi is starting for the Pelicans right now. Derek Lively for the Mavericks from 2 years ago, or last year, not 2 years ago, but last year.
I think we drafted someone that we might be needing to use sooner than we think. They wouldn't. Why you signed him to a big boy contract now? What are we waiting for? That's my 2 cents on the Huck Porty situation. Now's the time as ever. Why not? I don't know what we're waiting for. What Tibbs is waiting for. Sims to show even more that he can't play. I don't know how much more does he need to show?
Right.
And the same thing, with Walker Kessler over in Utah. That man's killing it over there right now.
Yeah.
He's averaging 11 boards. He's leading the league in blocks. He's averaging over 3 blocks a game this year.
I'll tell you who I am, who I can't wait on, Coach. It's James Najee.
Yeah.
I love Airport, right? I love Airport and things about Airport. But man, this kid James Najee, He's very special. He's probably an inch shorter than Mitch, right? But he does Mitch type stuff. But he's strong. You remember a young Mitch? You remember young Mitch wasn't necessarily strong. This James Najee kid, coach, and we might not see him until next year. But he's got raw ability, and if we put him and Ariel Hukporty in that postgraduate, the Tibbs postgraduate academy, the Tibbs big man academy, I think both of those dudes can be something. Ariel Hukporty this year and James Najee next year, bro. I think Jumpman may be in trouble. I'll just say it that way. Because James Najee looks just like Jumpman. I mean, not in the face, but I'm talking about build-wise. Right. But James Najee is super mobile, super energetic, and super... James Najee will give you Bismack Biyombo vibes, but in a center's body. You know,
How
we
come
can't
he's
hear
not
you,
on the
bro.
G League roster?
He's injured.
Hello?
He's injured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's injured, bro. Yeah. But when he get back, bro, that's why I said next year. I think he's out for the season, basically.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I just don't know how we're gonna do this 8-man rotation like this. This is not sustainable. We're gonna be overworking some of these dudes.
We don't have a choice, bro.
I don't know, man.
The injuries will do this to you. We should be talking about the injury conversation right now as opposed to who we're losing to. In my opinion, the injury conversation is a real thing. That's a real thing. We have all these injuries. Just because they're not your frontline guys doesn't mean that their injuries count any less.
Trying to see these. Yeah, I know. I've been saying that.
Yeah.
And then campaigns thing, he's got a hamstring too.
Yeah, campaign is gone for like 2 weeks, bro. That's why I'll be telling the calculator dudes be like to have these cute conversations. Like, oh, they traded back 14 times to save money so they can make a trade and change. Man, get out of here, bro. Basketball is not played on a damn calculator.
Yeah.
Basketball is played on a court. Right? The calculator dudes, no lie. The calculator dudes will be like, yeah, you know, Brock Aller, he just did a. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right, hold on, kind of me. I gotta do ice bath.
Yeah, for me, as far as our only front court sub being Sims, man, that is just weird. That is just. I mean, we're lucky to have who we have in the starting lineup. Because probably would have been worse than it is right now.
But you know what though? We have Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping he gets some run tonight.
Cat's blowing up my phone talking about Matt Ryan. Man, if they don't,
he's bigger than I thought.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not,
big.
I'm not saying he's going to be playing some power forward or whatever, but he's definitely a wing.
He played hard, bro. He plays hard, right? But why would you sign him over Lonnie Walker?
How come Lonnie Walker still hasn't been picked up by anybody?
He's overseas. He plays for the young Vipers or somebody.
Well, there's something going on with him.
Probably.
Why no other teams gotten him either?
Yeah, I'm talking about pedigree, man. Matt Ryan don't have a pedigree. Lonnie Walker has a pedigree. Is all. And Lonnie Walker is small too, by the way. Lonnie Walker is 6'4". And I remember, do you remember when him and Bobby Brown, not Bobby Brown, Bruce Brown, him and Bruce Brown were in the backcourt at Miami, and he thought that Lonnie Walker was a better prospect at University of Miami. Anybody from Florida? Anybody here from Florida keep up with Florida sports in the chat?
I do, but I don't keep up with Miami Hurricane basketball too much.
You mean the once every 30 years when they have an NBA player?
Yeah. I usually think of that brown oblong ball when I think of the U.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You know that QB the Giants need to just tank for. You know, that one they got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, but I'll be honest with you. I think that Matt Ryan is going to be one of them guys that he's going to eventually have a hive. I'm not saying he's going to go full Novak, but I see some of that in him. He ain't that tall like Novak was.
Yeah.
Novak didn't play a lick of defense.
I disagree with you, Coach. I think we about to turn this dude into Henry Ellenson.
Come on, man.
All hype for no reason. All hype for no reason. Like legit, dude. Bro, you know people are still buying Henry Ellenson jerseys, bro. You know, Henry Ellenson was here for 18 days, and people are still buying Henry Ellenson jerseys. You remember Henry Ellenson?
I think he's going to be, I remember him. He's going to be the shooting version of iHeart. I'm telling you. Like, look, literally what happened to iHeart before he got here. For some reason, coaches didn't play him. He didn't get a lot of run, but there was little murmurs that he had some talent, blah, blah, blah. And I think just Matt Ryan, the teams he's been on, he just couldn't crack the rotation enough to play enough games and minutes. Because the times he's played, I trust me, as soon as we signed him, I went down in the black. I went into a wormhole, and went down the rabbit hole and was looking up a bunch of Matt Ryan stuff. And he's had some spurts of some good stuff that I've seen. I mean, everyone could get a highlight reel, obviously, in the NBA and look like an all-star. You can put together a Frank Ntilikina highlight reel, and he looks pretty.
And so just real quick, man, it's about 2 minutes, about a minute and a half before 9 o'clock. If you need to be somewhere, man, you need to get on your way.
Yeah, man.
Thinking up in the morning. If you're just waking up, man, happy Friday. So Coach and I probably rock for like 15 more minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this day started over here, crank up all these computers over here. But to Coach's point, I totally disagree.
Okay.
And not saying that Coach is wrong. What I'm saying is I have a different opinion. Coach could be absolutely right. I have a different opinion. In my Coach can find, or if we can find, if Average Joe's can find data on Matt Ryan and his goodness, I think NBA teams that have 200 people looking for this stuff every day, if they can't find it on Matt Ryan, then I'm just going to trust the system in that sense.
Think about this, Freezy. What have we always said when we watch other teams? Other teams seem to have those guys in spades when we play them. They have all these 6'6" to 6'8" guys that can shoot. How many of those guys have the Knicks had the last 5 years? Honestly.
I honestly think Pacom Dadier is that.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I think
And I'm saying we should use him too.
Is that. I think OG Anunoby is that.
Yeah, I know now we have it, but we need.
But now we signed Matt Ryan.
Yeah, but they can't play 48 minutes, Freezy.
Hey, I understand that. I get it. And I'm not talking about the one premise that you're mentioning. What I'm thinking is, in my mind, the two premises that you're saying are separate. Like how many teams have a Sam Hauser or a Santi Aldama, right? 6'8", 6'9" sharpshooters that seem to always be the Achilles heel of the Knicks, right? In that sense, right? In that sense, it's that to me, it's not those guys are super talented. I think coaches know the flaw to drop coverage is the corner three in our defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we play, it's like running the prevent defense and wonder why you're the worst team in the NFL in rushing defense. Yeah. It's that sense of it. Y'all see how Coach be reading my mind? Y'all see that?
No, I know what you're saying, but and look, I'm not saying that Matt Ryan's gonna be the savior, but man, we need a Band-Aid here. We have yes, do I feel we should be using Pacom Dadier too. But if Tibbs doesn't think he doesn't trust him yet for one reason or the other, I'm not saying I'm all in on Tibbs' decisions here because he keeps playing freaking Jericho Sims. I don't agree with that crap. Right. Like we need two subs for freaking three guys basically because really Hart, Bridges, and OG. Those are the three guys that need two guys from the bench to sub for them. Right now, we have zero guys subbing for them.
Right.
Them three are rotating those same positions the whole game.
All game. Right. And the issue would be solved merely if Precious Achiuwa was healthy.
Yeah.
If Precious was healthy, all of this entire conversation would be different. Right. The power forward next to Cat situation would be different. And so there'd be a lot of things that would be different if we were healthy. The only thing is I think we're talking about a talent situation, and we're not thinking about a health situation. And Coach, tonight, if one of our players walks off the floor tonight, bro, you talking about ring the alarm, right? You talking about ring the alarm, bro, right? If one guy walks off if Precious is not back, if Mitch is not back, if Cameron Payne is not back, and say Deuce walks off the floor, right? Deuce is never hurt, right? Deuce always plays, but say Deuce walks off the floor. Now you're like, oh my God, we got to play Jalen Brunson and Tyler Kolek together. You know what I'm saying? Oh my! Can you imagine what a lineup of Deuce McBride? I mean, I'm saying Jalen Brunson and Tyler Kolek is going to look like on defense. Yeah. So, Coach,
I don't know, man. Basketball players to me are, in general, I don't understand that. I guess I'm from a different cloth, man.
What is that? What are you saying?
The whole how long does it take to come back from a dislocated shoulder? It doesn't take that long.
From a shoulder?
Yeah.
For you're talking about
for Shamet.
For Shamet?
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been gone for, yeah.
I mean, because they said there wasn't any extra damage, it was just a clean dislocation. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I played the second half of a football game, but popping my shoulder back into place, playing running back. What gets me more
Mm,
more shoulder hits than a running back? I mean, we're talking about basketball here, and I understand a lot of this is going on with your arm in basketball,
right.
but I don't know, man. And hamstrings ain't no joke either. You can't because a hamstring, if you come back too early, it's a lingering thing. It
Yeah.
just keeps happening.
For a year. You talking about like a
Yeah, and I understand that.
yeah.
But this is the time more than any because there's no other excuse to play them at this point. We got to see what we have at this point. Play them, play these young guys. Otherwise, you're gonna f around and get one of the starters hurt, and then now we're in big trouble.
Now we're in big trouble. Yeah,
because all the starters playing 35 minutes, I can live with that.
37.
When you got
minutes.
two of them, when you got two of them in the 40s, and then the other two are 38, and you got 135. No bueno. That's like an extra 5 to 7 minutes each a game that lightning can strike.
Hey, so Latoria says, "Hey, stop talking about injury, man." I'm with you. Listen, I'm not trying to talk it up, honestly. Like my thing is not talking it up. My thing is I'm scared. Right? That's what it is. Like I don't want that to happen. It's the opposite. And I know I'm mentioning it. I'm talking about it, and it's because it makes me nervous. It's not because I man. It's just yeah.
Yeah, and
especially the way, excuse me, coach, but especially the way last year ended. Yeah. That's what's making me nervous.
And look, and our roster and our starting lineup is 100% proof that you can't just win with the best starting lineup on the court. You got to have viable backups, man. Dude.
Right.
I know, man. I'm trying not to read them dudes over there, bro. I just gets me triggered.
And so the thing is, coach, I think you're right. I think you're right.
What bothers me is some people are so like clueless that they think when we're talking about reasons for things or reasons that we don't have someone to be in, like when the injury thing, that's not an excuse. That's a legitimate reason. You know, it's like when people are like, I don't care, I've been waiting. Shush your mouth. No one's been waiting longer than Freezy and I's old asses, okay?
Right.
We've been waiting longer. Some of y'all only just started being a Knicks fan back when Melo came around. So I don't want to hear it. No one's been waiting longer than us.
I was there in the game. I was there when the Knicks beat the Baltimore Bullets, and they made the Knicks players after the game. The Knicks players legit walked off the floor and went to the entrance and was thanking fans after the game outside. Like, you know how the old Garden, when you have everybody used to come out through like the 3 exits, and so they had the main exit and Clyde Frazier. I walked up to Clyde Frazier. Clyde Frazier looked like he was 9 foot tall, bro. I think I was like, may have been like 5 years old. And Clyde Frazier took his hand, and legit his hand looked like one of those things. You ever been on a construction site where like the big claw is like moving stuff around and all that stuff? Clyde Frazier put that big hand on my head and be like, I was like, hey there, little fella. And so Clyde probably won't remember that. I remember that. That's one of the things that made me a Clyde Frazier fan. That man legit had just played 44 minutes in a game, and then was outside talking to kids right after that. That was a different era, right? I remember going home and drawing the number 10 on the back of my t-shirt. You remember Fruit of the Looms t-shirts?
Of course.
Yeah, I drew, and I remember asking for help trying to spell his name.
Did you have the V-neck or? Yeah.
No, we can't afford no V-neck, bro. We can't afford no V-neck. We got the ones that was 5 in a pack. You remember?
Yeah. They had the V-neck ones too. Them things were thick. You can almost see through them. They were so thin.
Yeah, I know those were the chic ones. Those we once I got older, we started buying the DVD version of that because that was the style. As a B-boy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I used to wear 2 of them DVD shirts, like the tank top and the V-neck at the same time.
Yeah, I remember.
That was back when we used to wear Cazal. Remember Cazals?
Oh yeah. I remember I don't know if my parents or my mom got me Hanes. Right? I'm like, I don't want these Hanes. Michael Jordan wears these. I hate him.
Yeah.
Well, I hated because I was a Knicks fan. I hated Jordan, boy.
Yeah, man.
Like, I didn't wear Nikes because of him either. Basketball, I wore Reebok. My freshman year, I wore Brooks. I was rocking the Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so my when I was a Knicks, when I started being a Knicks fan, I hated the Celtics because the Celtics were always, that's what everybody used to talk about all the time.
Oh yeah, I didn't like
the Celtics can't. When they pass gas, it smells like flowers. I was like, yo, the Celtics couldn't do no wrong back in the day, bro.
I know.
The Celtics could have legit pushed the old lady down, and they had to blame the old lady. Yeah. What you doing? Getting in the way? I hate the Celtics, bro.
See, the thing is, some of y'all don't remember during the Knicks heyday in the 90s, their last real heyday to me. Boston couldn't even sniff them playoffs, boy, during them years.
Yeah, no.
That was they were having some rough times then.
I loved it, bro.
Oh, it was great.
I loved it.
But, and that's just it, man. All these things happen in cycles, So, we skip the cycle.
Yo, Bill de Block said, he saw somebody get their Cazal snatched off their face. Run them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Cazals, bro. Yeah, man. But just real quick before we get out of here, I want to tell everybody, man, make sure you have a productive day, man. Positive vibes in the air. Hopefully we can stay super healthy tonight. Pull out this dub against the Bucks. It's Friday night, Knicks. Me and Coach, you coming through to watch the game, right? For sure.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, and I'll be there. Putting Cowboy Bob on mute so Cowboy Bob won't talk over the bro. Cowboy Bob will talk for 2 hours straight. Did you know that?
Yep.
Cowboy Bob will legit talk for 2 hours straight over the get. So I gotta figure out a thing because we can't point out. I'm like, certain things I just want to point out during the game and then just let y'all watch it. Right. But tonight on Playback TV, go to Playback TV, search Florence Tears. And so we have 20 tickets available, or we get 20 free passes. I think we have 8 of them left. So if you can't watch the game, or if you just want to come through and check it out with us on Playback TV, we'll have the game in the background. It will be very small in the foreground, but you'll be able to watch the game and all of that. So on that note, Coach, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us. And just remember,
Good morning, Knicks fans.